Hey, I'm Neal Mims, and I'm going to talk about my 2 covers today. And the first one will be Trans World Skateboarding, the AM issue in 1999. It was a lip slide to fakie at the 18-stair Palomar College Rail. Dave Swift shot the photo, and I believe Dave Swift's son, Colin, was just born the day of or the day before, and his wife at the time was still in the hospital. So I remember it was a very special time for Dave Swift as well.
Yeah.
Although at the time I had no idea I was getting the cover. I was filming a video part and going to shoot the photo, and I thought it would be something that would add to what I was already doing and kind of push my own limits at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember Caine Gayle and I made a bet. We went there and looked at the rail early on before this photo was shot, and he kind of dared me to do a lip slide on it because I was doing a lot of lip slides at the time. And he said, "I'll give you $500 if you do it." So
yeah,
that was kind of in the back of my head. Times were a little tough, in the amateur days, and I was thinking about that $500, and I was thinking about how I could, up my game in skateboarding at the same time, and this was it, and we got a crew together.
Now, was Caine there the day you did it?
Unfortunately,
No.
he was not.
Okay.
But he did come through with the money afterwards.
Awesome.
He handed me an envelope soon after with $500 in it, so it helped me pay rent around the time. That was what I was getting at. But the crew was, it was John Holland was filming, and Dave Swift, of course, Rob Welsh, Aaron Harrison, known as Hairball, Jesse Fritsch, and Eric Sorensen, and I think that was
That's a big crew.
it. I would feel bad if I left someone out, so I think that was the crew at the time, and it was all, everybody was super encouraging. But at the time, this spot hadn't been skated yet, but a lot of the skaters
Had been eyeing it.
up. People knew about it, but the thing was, it had no runway. So that was the challenging thing about this spot, was the runway was very, very short, and it was a throwdown. You had to throw your board down, take one push, and be ready to ollie. So that was the scary part, I think, that kind of drove people away from that spot.
Yeah.
I enjoyed stuff like that because I only had so many tricks on rails. I wasn't too tech, and I had basics, so I tried to find challenging stuff to skate.
And whose magazine was this?
This was Mike Burnett's. That's what it says right there. Yeah, Burnett. Awesome. That's funny that Burnett had a subscription to Trans World.
Yep.
Although he works for Thrasher.
Yeah. Gotta stay abreast of what's going on.
That's right. So that's pretty cool.
What do you remember about the Big Brother?
The Big Brother was pretty funny. No filmer, no crew. It was Rick Kosick and myself. I had 50-50 this spot before, and actually shot the photo with Dave Swift. It was a 50-50, and that was running a Trans World. But Rick Kosick and I were shooting an interview for Big Brother at the time, and he came to my house, which was right down the street from where we're at right now, where I was living, and I was drinking heavily at the time, and I have a vague memory of him coming to pick me up to go do this tailslide to fakie through the kink, and I was already drinking, and it was early in the morning.
That's a North County school?
That's in La Jolla. That's at La Jolla High, where the 18-stair rail is. And not a lot of people skated this. I think Alfonso Rawls and I are the only people to really hit this thing.
And is there another one on this side?
No.
Okay.
No, there's not. And now it's knobbed. I went there not too long ago, but Alfonso had no-slid through it years ago, and around the same time.
Cool.
So anyway, Kosick picks me up, and it's just Kosick and I. I wasn't even caring about anyone filming it because, once again, I was fully just having fun drinking, and I was like, oh yeah, I'll just tailslide to fakie. So yeah, that was a challenge. I vaguely remember I landed on it and stuck, and I think I almost like rolled away, but it never really completed the mission. And what happened was Dave Carney approached me at Tampa Pro in the elevator. He had a dress on. And I remember it because I was so excited that they were going to give me the cover, and he was asking me if I was going to go back and actually film it to get so it would, you know, people could see it.
Yeah.
And of course, at the time, I said yes and never went back.
There's always tomorrow.
Yeah. So.
Oh, except it's knobbed, huh?
Yeah. Now it's knobbed, and I'm a full-time dad, and my knees hurt, and I'm not going back to get it anytime soon. So it's okay. I'm thankful for, you know, getting these covers. It's a really big honor in skateboarding to have, you know, these covers. It's a really big honor to get any cover in skateboarding, and especially with these two magazines was a big deal, and still is a big deal for me. You know, there's a lot of ups and downs through skateboarding, and injuries, and you know, decisions may not have been so well, but I get you know, to carry this on and have this to look back on and share with my kids.
Historical record.
Yeah. So yeah, man. What an honor. Thank you, Dave Swift. Thank you, Rick Kosick. Thank you, Kevin, for doing what you do with the Look Back Library. Without you, we wouldn't be able to share the history of skateboarding. So props to you. Thank you.
That about covers it, Neal. Thanks so much.
All right. Thank you.